What's going on? This your boy Caesar, and this is Caesar Made It. Today we have the beautiful, lovely, sexy Agape. What's going on with you? How you been?
Been very well.
And today is going to be 2022, so we coming here with good vibes 2022. We got the good vibe lady in here, so how you been? And we're going to get some knowledge on how we're going to have good vibes for all 2022.
Yes.
2022.
Yes. Yes.
But how you been?
I've been well. I'm glad that you invited me out. People have been trying to get me on the whole podcast journey in general, and I haven't really gotten into it. So this is my first podcast with anybody.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you. Where you from? How you like your journey of life? Where you from?
I'm from Naples, Florida. So it's a small town on the southwest side of Florida. I currently live in another town in Florida right now. It's even smaller. But I've been in Florida my entire life. I have 2 children. My family is from Florida. I'm mixed, biracial, mulatto, and
What'd you mix with?
black and white.
So y'all call it mulatto?
I don't know. Ask mulatto.
Mulatto, black and white too?
But yeah.
Oh, I ain't know. I don't know.
That's
why.
what it means.
But I'm talking about is mulatto the rapper, black and white?
Yeah, she black and white.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I never even knew that. For some reason, I thought she was just a light-skinned girl.
Yeah. She called herself mulatto because she's mixed. I mean, you know what? She could be mixed Puerto Rican, but most of the time, mulatto means strictly black and white.
I thought you was Puerto Rican and stuff.
I know.
Really?
I mean, I didn't know that, but everybody thinks I am.
Oh, because, when we went to school, I could have swore you was Puerto Rican. I don't know. And you know how, we was all, sectioned off.
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time, Golden Gate was, my best experience.
Was it?
Yeah, because I was, I'm from a small town and stuff like that.
And it seemed bigger.
Oh, my God. It was just, I came back. I was like, y'all don't understand. Like
everybody just stupid compared. That's funny. But I'm sure people that in other states that are bigger and bigger schools are like, that's nothing.
Yeah, but
it was a good experience for me too. I skipped school a whole hell of a lot.
For
was
real?
hardly there. Yeah, I ain't do good in high school. I ain't a student.
Really?
I'm a teacher. But but no, I skip school all the time. But I love my high school experience. I still have many friends from high school. I don't consider people friends as much anymore these days, but I still have a lot of associates from high school, and I had a great experience in high school.
The first time I skipped school was Golden Gate, and I got caught.
Oh yeah, probably trying to leave by the golf cart or something, or by the police.
No. We missed the bus on purpose. Me and my girlfriend at the time, and her friend, and I think the boy that she was dealing with. So we call ourselves trying to skip, and somebody in the neighborhood called the police, and we got caught. We got caught. That didn't work. And then, but the thing about it, I had permission to be out of school because my parents was gonna come down and pick me up early, so I had permission. But they got caught, and it was just a whole thing.
Right.
And I don't know, but it's just funny that you said you skipped school. Maybe y'all influenced me to skip school. That's terrible.
I hope not. I hope I didn't influence anybody.
Naples
I never
was a
said,
bad influence on my life.
Come with me. Me and my best friend, who is still my best friend to this day.
Yeah.
One of the only friends that I have, really real friend. We both didn't like school, and she was like, she loved cigarettes and shit, and she was like, she was like, I don't want to be at school all day. She was just like, naughty or whatever, in that way. So we used to skip. I didn't do anything other than just skip school. I didn't drink, smoke no weed, none of that. I didn't start.
You probably hung out with some boys, or y'all just.
We have hung out. We did hang out with boys.
Often they skipping school. What, in a small town?
Yeah.
Skipping school is the most boring thing ever because
It
all
is.
your friends in school. So you just walking around you just roaming the streets all in the projects and shit. People why that child running around?
We used to catch the cat bus. They used to have something called the City Area Transit, and we used to catch the cat bus and go to the mall and just walk around, hang out. We go just ride the bus, go different stops, get off, get on.
They didn't report y'all?
Well, I mean, at that time it wasn't as popular. I'm assuming now they have something more in place for students, and they probably check certain things to make sure. Like we used to have to, when we used to go to the mall, we have to like duck and dodge because they had security there
Yeah.
a little bit, but we never got caught. Yeah, we never got caught. I mean, I knew people that had gotten in trouble for going to the mall, like they got caught.
But I'm saying, why would you go to the mall when you know that's a hot spot?
Why would you go to the mall with no money in general? Because we definitely didn't have that either.
Oh man, that was
just for something to do, and it was close to the projects. So like if you know, a lot of people we was dealing with was in the projects at that time.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Man, no, that was up. So, you went to Naples, and then what? Like after school, what situation was that?
Ooh, after school, after I got out of school, I barely graduated because actually I got expelled from school because I took a knife or something silly. But I always had a knife on me. Like it was something
Really?
that my father, yeah. Like I always protected myself with like just a little pocket knife or something. I always had it.
This is not the girl that I knew when I was in school. Because I left my 11th grade year. Oh, you was totally different.
A lot of things changed, yeah. And like I had got arrested. It was crazy. And like that's the reason I went to like when you get kicked out of school for like a normal problem,
Yeah.
they give you like, I forgot what they call it, but it's like a suspension. You have to go to
Night school?
Not night school, but there was this other thing. I forgot what it's called.
Alternative school?
Yeah, it was like an alternative school, but you go for like 3 days instead of staying at home because they probably feel like that's a privilege. You go to this school. So when I went to the school,
No, you good.
when I got suspended, I went to this school and not thinking about what was in my purse. I just took the purse in with me, and I had a pocket knife in there, and then I had a prescription of tetracycline, which is just.
What's that?
It's just like amoxicillin. It's a different type of antibiotic, but it's really was for your skin because I had cystic acne. And my mom had the prescription, so it was in her name. So when I walked in there, they looked through my purse. I went right, like they took me right to jail. And when the police came in, I was like, it's my mom's fucking, it's my mom's acne medicine that she's letting me use. And I was like, you can't possibly think that I'm trying to sell these. Like, I had no idea that there was any street value for these. Like, is there? And they were like, well, you probably get a couple dollars off of them. What they were trying to do is get me to snitch on somebody. Mm-hmm. I don't know who. I'm like, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. So it was really weird, that whole situation. But that was my first encounter with, like, my life shifting. Because I had a lot of shit happen after that. But that was, like, the first little phase. And then I got expelled from school. So when I got expelled from school, they sent me to that program full time, and I graduated online. And they gave me the option to like walk with my class book because I didn't really care about school that much. I chose not to. But I never went to college or did anything.
Do you look back on it and be like, man, I should have walked? Or you be like, fuck no.
I don't think about that shit ever.
Really?
Never. I don't even think about, most of the time, I don't even think about the people that I was in school with. So I don't really care too much about having not walked. It doesn't bother me.
Well, sometimes they be like, yeah, you're going to look back on this and you're going to regret it.
Yeah, well, and I don't think I will because I would have probably by now already regretted it. You know?
We almost done. We almost halfway through with our lives.
Yeah, it's like...
if you ain't regret nothing by now.
Yeah, but I can see how that can affect people. It just depends on your level of self-esteem. I really feel like school did things for me, but a lot of stuff I learned had nothing to do with school in general.
That's how it always is.
Like life is hands-on, You got to get in there and get it done, and that's how you learn. That's how you experience.
Yeah, that's how a lot of stuff is. It's like, I get on to my homeboys and ask them all the time, and they be getting mad at me. I be like, why don't school teach us this? And why don't school? They're like, nigga, I don't know. Like, why you asking us?
We just trying to talk.
Nah, I be like, about taxes or like life skills and stuff like that. I'm like, man, it's teaching us shit that we ain't even using now.
I had an economics class, but I swear I didn't learn nothing in there. And world history is I just don't like world history because I feel like most of the world history that I was taught, and it makes sense now why I never like paid attention in that class, and I hated that one the most is because like the type of history that I learned later didn't match up with that history that we learned in school for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, for sure, for sure. We always got taught like the bare minimum of our history and stuff. But it just seemed like something that would irk you, saying that the stuff that you be posting.
Yeah.
So you don't became like more like in tune with yourself. Like what made you take that journey? Like this like way from how you used to be.
Yeah.
What's up? Like what happened with you? Or you just got tired of getting in trouble? You're like, man, I got to change my life. So
You
what's
know
up?
what? It's a combination of things, right? I had a lot of like knockdown moments. I had a lot of knockdown moments. And those moments like, really led me to search for something deeper. And, that's why I never shun anybody that's ever in trouble or has had a life where it's been rocky or they had to do what they had to do to get by or survive or sell drugs or do whatever they got to do. As long as you take those lessons and transmute them and change that for yourself, then, you can consider yourself very special, very chosen, because you are supposed to go through those things just so that you could learn and teach other people a lot of times.
Yeah. So when you became a mom, like what stage of your life were you at then?
I was 20, I think.
You was 20?
Yeah, I was 20. I didn't have my children young. I never,
That is
that
young.
is young. It's young, but I wasn't 16.
Yeah.
I wasn't 16. And I'm not by any stretch of
You wouldn't be on the show?
imagination. Would I, huh?
You wouldn't be on a 16 and pregnant?
No. Like, I know that I was young, definitely in my mind still. But I felt like a little bit older than other people because other people around me were having kids and stuff like that. I was mature though, but that pushed me. That really pushed me to be mature. And I immediately left my parents' house because I didn't want anybody to say that they raised my kids. That's the major thing.
What?
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm doing this by myself. So I moved out and I got in like a small apartment with a friend of mine that I was working with. It's hard for me to remember.
Oh, you was working at then?
Oh, I was working like as a hostess at Longhorn Steakhouse. That's what I was doing. And I was going to school for dental assisting at that time.
Yeah.
And then I got pregnant. And so that's when I moved out. And my son's father, we're really good friends still to this day. My oldest son's father, at least. And
Well, you said at least.
at least him. That's all I can say.
So you did the so what happened with the dental assistant? Did you complete it or what? Okay, so you work at a dental office now? You said
I'm trying to get out of that too.
Why? Why?
I don't want to.
You got pretty teeth. You know that?
Thank you. They're kind of yellow right now, huh?
Wait.
But that's just because that'd be a good shot. That's just because I haven't whitened them in a long time. I have everything I need to get them whiter, but I just haven't. I'm getting braces too.
Really?
I know I don't really.
You don't need them.
When I talk, like, people primarily see my lower teeth. A lot of people don't see my top teeth. It's probably
You're saying this on camera, right?
Yeah. That's okay. They don't people this is a topic nobody ever discusses. Teeth. Teeth are very important, fundamental, okay? You need your teeth all of your life to eat. So take care of them, floss, all of those things.
So I heard, well, I didn't hear. I know from experience not the best way, but I whitened my teeth before when I was younger, like with toothpaste. I mean, not toothpaste, of course, clean your teeth. But with baking soda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you noticed that it changed the color?
I mean, I ain't never really had yellow teeth, so.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying, like, it made my teeth feel like a lot more cleaner. But like somebody told me, like that whitening thing is like it kind of weakens your teeth. So like
they gave you good advice because that's true.
So what advice you got about whitening teeth?
For whitening your teeth, you don't have to go to the dentist. So there's an option to go to the dentist. I know a lot of people see, the whitening gel that they put on your teeth and then they put like a blue light over it. It's called Zoom whitening. A lot of times people do that. It's kind of expensive. It's around the $350 range, and you take the trays home and you do them, every couple of days. It's faster doing it like that because you get the instant result at the office and then you touch up at home. But honestly, Crest white strips, just as good.
So
just as good.
Why you want to get out of the business? You tired of being in people's mouth?
I will always love. Nah, I don't think I can ever get tired of being in someone's mouth, which is really weird. I never thought I would ever say that because even when I went to school to do it, I didn't want to do it. I just needed something to do, and I didn't want to go to college. But I love it now. Like, I really love it. I just don't. I don't feel like I have to personally. I don't have time, and I don't want to work for anyone. So I would love to have to be able to help people with their teeth outside of dentistry and guide them in some way. But I just don't want to. I don't want to work anymore, like in general.
So, so what you plan on doing? Let me know.
So my husband out there, when y'all hit me up.
Oh, so you single?
Yeah, I am single.
You single? So what's up with that? Like, what kind of man are you looking for?
Ooh, well, let me tell you all this. You never look for a man.
Oh my God!
That you always attract a man. Okay.
Oh, you're attracted.
As soon as
that's new. That's new.
It is. It's probably new, more of a new wave. But you know I don't look for men. When I look for men, I get what I'm looking for, and that's a problem a lot of the time. When you're not looking for something, then it can come into your life. When you're just being yourself, doing you, loving on yourself, everything is in alignment in your life, and that will also come. But you have to trust that. You can't just be like, I can't find no girl. And a lot of people say, or I can't find a man. And a lot of people say, well, you have to go out. You have to mingle. You have to do this to be able to find one. I hate people that say that because that's not true.
What you mean not true? That is true. You can't be cooped up in the house and think, what, who gonna be your dude? The mailman?
Well, I get what you're saying, but now we have a whole online base, so
and
you don't have to necessarily.
When I get in your DMs and I say too much too fast, you block me. So what?
Wait, when jumping into somebody's DM, the key is
how to go about jumping in your DMs.
There you go. That's a good question.
How do I get in your DMs?
If somebody this is hard. You asking me. That is a tough question because if you're like, I'm more of like on the spiritual side of things.
So I'll be like, what's going on, my Nubian queen? Hey, you ever seen that meme?
Hit me with the Nubian.
You ever seen that the meme? It's like, Grand Rise is my Nubian queen.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And then the dude was like, the girl was like, what are you talking about? I'm a prostitute. I sell pussy.
Exactly. No, but honestly, some women don't even deserve those types of greetings. So, and some men just play that up because they know they see a woman on some type of path and they might don't know what type of path she on, but they see something different about them, so they know that they have to approach her differently. So it's not grand rising, beautiful Nubian queen that needs to be said. It's whatever you see that's different about that person. You have to think like deeper when it comes to women because we are emotionally intelligent, all of us, men and women. But when women are stimulated in the mind. Yeah. So it's very important, and as far, I don't want to go into that part of it, but
why? I want to know the secrets. I want to know the secrets.
I was gonna say for orgasming as well. That's proof right there.
Yes,
because you got to get in their mind. It's all in the head. Yeah, a lot of people think.
You sure?
A lot of people. Well, see, the thing is, women don't even know it's in the mind. This is a secret I'm giving you, and it'll be for men and women. It's a tip. But
so I'm just gonna start mind fucking them. You
got to, but don't do it if you don't have good intentions for them and for yourself.
Oh my God! Now I gotta have good intentions.
Yes,
I got a good heart. God knows where my heart at.
God knows where your heart is, but you have to be able to self-discipline is the most important thing. You can't just see something and say that's a piece of ass. I want it. And I'm gonna say what I need to say to get it. A lot of us do that. A lot of men do that, and women too nowadays. Or they see somebody with this. Guap, and they jump on it like as if that they want them because they can provide for them, they can do something for them. Women are supposed to be able to, I'm not saying that women are responsible to provide for themselves. The masculine role should always help with that, but in the times that we're living in, women are very capable of doing that. So I'm not gonna try to pretend like we're not.
So I was with somebody who really went trying to give up that role. And that started being kind of a clash between us because like I was like, man, I'm trying to be, the man of the relationship, but she's not giving up the responsibilities. And then she used to throw it on, oh, well, I've been single so long that it's hard. No, man, I'm tired of hearing that line.
What did you not want her? Well, what was bothering you about what role? Which role? Financially?
No, it's just like every aspect is like, it's just like she wanted to be over everything when I'm telling her like, yo, ease up. This is my role. This is what I need to do. But she was so used to, well, she claimed she was so used to being alone that we started clashing over, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I mean, what it was Dan and two dudes in the house.
It's balance. It's balance. A woman has to be balanced in order to let you do that. And you have to be balanced in order to want to provide it. But, so when somebody isn't really emotionally balanced, a lot of us suffer from traumas and things, our childhood issues, or the fact that she has been single for all those years. Now she got to trust somebody to do that. And what if you decide you don't want to be with her no more? Now I ain't got no job. I ain't got this. I ain't got that. So it's all about getting your spirit in check. Because when you get your spirit in check, you don't have those same worries, those same issues, because it's like both of y'all understand what y'all moving towards, why you're moving that way. Otherwise, it's just kind of in vain. Oh, we're going to get married and have some kids, and I'm going to work this job, and you're going to work that job. That's not what humans are not here for that. A lot of us think that we are, but we're here to be great. Masters at everything.
Yeah.
And we can master our families. We can master our relationships. We just have to know that we can and believe that we can. But a lot of society has really just tore the family dynamic apart. Mm-hmm. So
I got a question. Tell me you didn't take inspiration from Karate Kid when you was raising your son.
Yeah, you're so funny. Everybody says that he looks like Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
And it's so I take him places now. Where did we go? We went to Los Angeles in February. And we went down Hollywood Boulevard and everything. And several people stopped him and thought that he looked, they knew he wasn't Jaden Smith because that was so many years ago. But they brought it up, stuff like, that movie is so old. And people still say it. I didn't. I mean, he's seen it. I think I might have seen it once. He liked it. But I think him and Jaden Smith have a similar spirit, probably from the same place in the cosmos, maybe. But definitely... no, we don't really look up to Jaden or anything like that. I don't know how that happened. They just similar beings.
So do you look up to Jada?
I like Jada.
Nah, she be doing my dog Will too dirty.
I like Jada to a certain extent because I like some of her takes on life, some of the ways that she breaks down things.
Bitches get money. Nah. That's how she be acting.
fuck niggas get money.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she definitely got that vibe. Nobody's perfect, I will say that, but I like the realms of the mind that she taps into. I will say this: we have known for a very long time in the spiritual community, or whoever keeps up with celebrities and shit like that, where we actually monitor them versus like worship them or idolize them. We kind of are checking out what they got going on, and they have been in an open relationship pretty much since the beginning of their marriage. So Will is just like, as the media started finding out about certain relationships that she had outside of her marriage, and there was no talk about Will and what he had going on, because I'm sure there's plenty of women he's had as well. It just got highlighted, and then it made her look bad. And instead of where they fucked up at, is they should have just said, we're in an open relationship. We don't give a fuck what y'all think, world. And they should have just did what they did.
But that wouldn't look good.
So what they decided to do, but that would have took care of it. Because they would have said, this is what we're doing. And we're polygamous. We can date several people and be happy. We can, and I think, her daughter has like an open, like she's sexually fluid, I guess. Yeah. Like she likes women and men. Yeah. So they already have that type of lifestyle. It's what it is that they're holding on to the image of trying to look like something that they're not. They are open to those things.
Yeah.
And I've known that for a long time. It was weird because when she had that little thing with August Alsina, I was like, why is everybody...
Entanglement?
Yeah, entanglement, bro. That was the first time the world really was introduced to that word, and then like I think it really started people on the path of being interested in that. What is an entanglement? What is a narcissist? What is a karmic relationship? People wanted to know more, like, what does that mean? Which is good. It's good. I'm not, like, I'm just highlighting the good parts about it.
So
we already know what's bad about it. She, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like to say anything's bad because to me, like, if that's what she wants and that's what she wanted to do, we don't know that. I know that Will has made some public statements, I guess, saying that. What were the public statements? Do you know?
Nah, like the most I know is like Will looking like a whole bitch out here. My bad.
Yeah, he ain't really. It's true though. He hasn't really said anything, and I feel like they could have just cleared the air.
Be honest with you, I told my homeboys, I think that Will Jada got shit on him that he really like. Whatever her move is, he just got accepted because she got like. I don't know, man. Probably some weird shit gonna happen between with those. Right. On some crazy nights, and then she like.
You worried that she might say that they've been with a man before, some crazy ass shit. Like, Will slept with men.
So he just like, man, whatever she want to do. If she want to say she banged this nigga, that nigga, whatever. Because he ain't really speaking out on it.
He hasn't really. I thought he made a statement. Like, he had made some Twitter posts and stuff, but like subliminal. It's not really straightforward. He's not really saying a lot. He sounds more spiritual now. Because have you seen the Planet movie that he came out with? I
thought that was like a show.
It's a show. It is a show.
Yeah, I seen it. I mean, I didn't see it. I seen the previews. But yeah, I ain't really like get to watch it yet.
Yeah, so and I've been watching a couple of them, and I'm dissecting it, trying to figure out where they're going mentally and stuff. But I think the best bet for them would have just been to say, we're fine with seeing other people. The world has to accept it. And then the world couldn't have said shit, but okay.
How is it? Wait. How would you approach somebody if you would you feel it like it's disrespectful if you ask somebody, hey, are you and your wife are swingers? Is that disrespectful?
No. I mean, it's just a question. I don't feel like anybody would disrespect me with a question unless it's like, you know, they're shaming me or making me feel down. That's not something to shame. It's just some people are swingers. And so maybe you have a look like you might be a swinger. I'm personally not. And I wouldn't be offended if somebody asked me if I was.
It was like, yo, I just was interested, like wondering if you and your wife was swingers. Somebody was like, bro, you disrespectful, bro.
Well, I mean, I feel like if you say it to a man, you know, their ego's going to be involved and they're going to think you're trying to get with their wife or whatever.
I mean, you can watch.
I think it could be, I think it could be disrespectful in that way. Like, I wouldn't say it, as a man, I would not say that to another man. But as a woman, if a woman came and asked me and my man that, I would not. I'm just really free flowing. I don't have a lot of rage and anger. And I know people have questions, and sometimes they're stupid questions. Sometimes they're good questions. I'll just be like, I'll just answer it. Or if I feel like I don't want to answer, I'll be like, that's our business or something.
Yeah, nah, I just had to ask because I was fucking with somebody close to me. I was like, I don't know, maybe you and your wife are swingers. Bruh, you being disrespectful. I like, bro.
Well, if he doing stuff that they act like swingers.
Nah. I just fucking with. I'm like, okay. These days you don't know what.
Yeah.
And then he talking about what you into. I say it don't matter what I'm into.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who are deciding to be in polyamorous relationships. I've seen some really successful ones too in the Black community. There's somebody that I follow online called Kevin B. Wise. I really like him. I like both of his wives, and I don't have a problem with it. I personally don't have a problem with that. I think it's a jealousy thing is what it is. I think people think that they own other people and they get possessive, but they don't understand what can actually come out of having several people in a household. But I personally like I've never been. I've never been in a relationship like that, but I'm not opposed to it either.
So how would a nigga go approach you on that shit? Like, hey, I got me and my two other girls. We want you to join the crew. What's up?
Ain't nobody gonna ask me no shit like that. That ain't how you get it. Now, if you ask me that, I'm gonna respond to you just like that. I'm just gonna be like, we ain't playing that type of game. But it's more or less like I said, you don't find it, you attract it. When somebody comes into your life and they got the same vision and the same dream for a better future, because a lot of times it has
Yeah,
to do with
you
building,
could join my tribe.
joining a tribe. No, I know you laughing, but it's
No,
real.
no. Hold up. Nah, but hold up.
Breathe.
Okay,
Deep breath in and out.
deep breath in and out. Nah, but I want to ask you about that, about the spiritual journey and stuff like that. What is the situation with you and spiritual? Like, tell me about that.
Well, spirituality is a pretty intense thing, right? So a lot of us that become spiritual is when we realize that things in religion didn't make sense. Oh, not everybody now, because there's a lot of people that just want to do whatever they want to do and call it spirituality,
Yeah.
and so they're not bound by a god or anything, so they can do what they want. But for me personally, I felt like I was being lied to in a lot of ways, and I really loved God, but I felt like church wasn't answering the questions that I had. And I always grew up Christian. Both of my grandparents were ministers. My mother right now is actually a traveling speaker, and she's a Christian woman. She goes to different jails and things and talks about her testimony and how she feels like Jesus helped her out of her drug abuse. And she's written a book and it's a nonprofit organization, and they donate, and she gives them to books all across Florida and a lot of other states actually too. So, but I still didn't feel connected to it. I was like, there's too many contradictions in this book. Like, it's too many. What kind of evil, jealous God is this? And I started to question it instead of just being like, this is what you were raised with and this is what you're going to stick to. So when I started to question it, I had specifically asked God, quote unquote, I asked God to basically just share the truth with me. I didn't really care how hard it was to process, how painful it was, if I needed to cry, if I needed to. And then, like, honestly, ever since I was that open with God, it's like everything just turned around, because it was like, you want to know the truth? We're going to take you through the truth. And the truth was very painful, by the way.
So what was the truth?
No, the truth is a lot.
Why you say it's a jealous God?
Well, I say it's a jealous God because that God is responsible for all of the wars that we've fought, U.S., and all of
But you don't think that's man's responsibility?
It isn't man's responsibility because they've justified it with the book. So therefore, it's just okay. All the slavery, right?
How is that justified?
They still do it. They still going to war.
But I'm saying you can't justify. Isn't nowhere in the Bible said, "Oh, let's go scrape this country or that country."
No,
or capture these people.
But the energy is basically just been passed down. So yeah, you have a God that's jealous, that requires blood. You have a God that raped, pillaged, gave permission for other people to rape, pillage, and do all these things.
I'm not big in church.
Yeah.
So I'm not the person to try to defend. But I don't know. I mean, that's at the end of the day, it's more of a
self journey. You have to. If you wanted to see more, you would have to say, Like, maybe after this, you'll be like, I need to find out about this jealous guy. Like, I need to find out about this raping and this and that. That's when it starts.
But you don't think that's man free will?
Everybody has everybody has free will, yes. But at the same time, it's been organized. A lot of things have been organized in order to push an agenda in a certain direction. And that's kind of that. Anyway, that's the gist of it. I can't really break all that down.
But go ahead about okay.
In this podcast,
but okay, you said spiritual. Like, okay, so tell us more about that.
So yeah. So anyway, so once I decided to get out of the church, which is just a personal choice, nobody else has to choose that, but that's just what I chose. A lot of things began to free up for me, and I was able to manifest, but this was years later, because I had to go through what I call like a dark night of the soul, where you are very much alone. I had to cut everybody off, my family off, everybody. So It's a whole different type of lifestyle. It's not a traditional lifestyle. It's not one that's easy.
Like the Amish.
It's like the Amish. kind of. Except we was in hermit mode. The Amish, they got each other. They stick together. You know, you be alone in this.
Really?
Yeah. Because, like what I just told you,
Mm-hmm.
if you tried to tell somebody that, even if they're not Christian, it's like something goes off in their radar. They're like, it's not a jealous God. It's not this. It's not that. So you can't really have those conversations with people. So you have to just, like, really trust yourself. You have to trust yourself to provide the answers instead of looking to other people or asking other people. Also, I've found so many people in my community, like, that understand what I'm talking about, that get it, that are open to these thoughts, and that are building, because we all want to help kind of bring people out of religion, because we feel like that's really has trapped a lot of people's minds.
Yeah, no, I feel you on some stuff. Like, I mean, I battle some stuff, but I mean, the jealousy thing, I don't know. I'm not big on religion. Like I said, I'm not really big on it. I'm kind of open-minded to a lot of stuff, but it just, I think a lot of stuff is people own choice, own decisions.
But if Abraham was influenced to sacrifice his child, or even though it didn't happen, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying.
Well, but according to him, it was his God that told him that. So who was he influenced by? It's a good question. What God was it?
This is my biggest argument about that. The Bible is man-made.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take values from the Bible.
Yes.
Like, don't kill people.
Right.
Don't steal from people.
Exactly.
But that's basic law. That's basic land of the law.
Let's put it like this. That book has many truths in it. Many. But it also has many lies in it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I take values, but I don't believe the stories.
Right. They're principles and values. You said values, and that's exactly what it is. They're not literal stories of people that existed and things like that. These are principles that you need to stick by in life. And not only that, it's metaphorical in many ways. It's astrology in many ways. It's the book of the sun. The Helios Biblios is what the Holy Bible means, and that translates into the book of the sun. So it's really astrology and planet placements. But if you're not an occultist or somebody that knows that, nobody really would know. They just think it's the holy book that the God of Abraham gave us to.
So how many people think you done lost your mind?
Oh, let me drink on that.
Oh yeah. We got a drink for 2022. Salute. Like what is his name off Drink Champ? Salute.
For real. How many people think I lost my mind is a good question, but how many people know that I gained my mind is an even better question. Because everybody around me thinks I lost my mind. But all the people that I've been introduced to because I decided to make a change, they all understand. They all know it. They all get it. It's like I have a whole different family now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel way more at home. And like I don't feel like I used to feel like what you said. Like everybody thinks I'm crazy. That was the dark night of the soul when I told you like you have to go through it alone and you feel alone and you feel like nobody can understand you and nobody ever will. Like nobody will ever understand you. But then it's like a butterfly. It's like, that caterpillar goes into its cocoon for however long, and it's in this journey alone, and then you just blossom, and you're like, I don't give a what people think. I don't care if they think I'm crazy. Like, this lifestyle is way more abundant than any other lifestyle that I could ever live. And it's rooted in truth. It's rooted in real history versus a lot of false history. Like, a lot of people can decode what is true in the Bible based on its values. If it's sound principle, then you should apply it to your life. But if it has to do with jealousy, rage, violence, vindictive, you obviously shouldn't be focusing on that. And I know that the people don't focus on that in the Bible, but it's the energy signature. So it never gets erased. It's still there until you deny it, until you say that's not it. And so, because I know people that go to church are good people. They're great people. A lot of times they feed the homeless. They do things in their community more than like even you or I would.
Remember you as a person that went to church.
Right. Just like you or I would. Right. So I would never say anything negative about them, but there is an evolution that's taking place, and you can't be a part of that evolution and be stuck in the mind of the church. You have to grow. Your mind has to grow.
Yeah, with the spiritual situation, do y'all got like a leader? Take me to your leader. Do y'all got like a?
That's a good.
Is it like a group or what?
I would like to say this is interesting that you asked me this personally because, we're all kind of like prophets and prophetesses in our own ways. So it's the embodiment of God outside of the God that we sky daddy that we think there is. We kind of believe that it's spread out through all of humanity, right? Like God is with you literally instead of somewhere else. So a lot of us who feel like we have a place to lead or something like that, we all do. There's no leader, you know? Everything that I do in my life on a daily basis is an example of how people, and to me personally, is an example of how people should live their lives. I don't say things that hurt others. I don't say anything. I mean, I say stuff that hurts people's feelings. I was
how many dudes in your DMs they feelings got hurt?
I say things.
What's up, sexy mama?
Even by my posts and stuff, I piss people off. Like that's.
Yeah.
I do.
We're gonna talk about that.
I piss people off. So, but a lot of people see that as not being loving. That does not. Loving, it doesn't mean that it has to be butterflies and roses. That's not what love is. When your mama whooped your ass, that was not because she didn't love you.
She was a hater.
You get where I'm going with it.
No, I got you.
So a lot of times we need our ass whooped when it comes to the way that we think out here, and we got to think different. Otherwise, we gonna be in the same situation, and the situation is gonna grow very worse.
So like, okay, when you first had your kids, was you into this lifestyle or
hell no?
Why you said it like that?
Cause it's just like when I look back at myself, when I just look back at myself at that time, I just feel like, what the hell? I was a crazy person. I was mixed up.
So you thought you was crazy then?
Yeah.
Versus now.
I love it. Yes, that's exactly how I felt.
Oh.
I look back and I'm like, I don't even know that person. I don't recognize that person. I mean, I was doing shit that wasn't sound anyway.
Like what? But I want to know.
Like I was getting arrested for stupid shit.
What
like
you got arrested for?
I got arrested for shoplifting before.
What you stealing?
I got many mug shots, y'all.
Really?
I stole a bathing suit at that time. So stupid.
What kind of bathing suit? It better be some fire.
It was something that looked good on me. I know that.
But
stupid.
What store?
Bell's Outlet.
Go to jail right now. This nigga. Oh my God. Bell's, come on. You can.
But it's so beautiful to be able to.
You have to look back at it and
like
talk
to be
about
able to talk about it, because you know how much shame I felt
for real?
For so many years. Like not even so many years, just like I had a really vindictive baby father who like really wanted everybody to think that way.
One or the second one.
Yeah. He wanted everybody to feel like that about me. I had to leave Naples. I had to do a lot of shit just because like it was like my emotions were attached to my mistakes.
Oh,
yeah. And
But you know, it's funny when we get to an age that we just look back at stuff and just laugh about it. But like at that time, that was like the most depressing, damaging thing. But now we get to an age where we're like, listen, man, I done did some shit in my life.
Yeah, and you can just say it like openly on camera. And yeah, I had some fucked up times in my life.
So what else you got arrested for?
I got arrested for the bathing suit situation. I got arrested for driving on a suspended license, which ain't that big a deal, you know. But and then I got arrested. The straw that hit the camel's the straw that broke the camel's back on my arrest record. Now and I'm a parenting mentor, so this is gonna hit y'all. But I got arrested for child neglect, so I actually have a felony.
For real? Mm-hmm. Well, you went out partying or some shit?
No, I didn't go out partying, but I did leave my kids at home. Okay, so my son's father. This is the first time I ever said this story, and you know what? I don't care who. If he hears it, oh well. I should have been said this story, but I never would say anything to hurt nobody or put them on Front Street. But like my son's father and I didn't have the best relationship. It was more just a birth out of a lust situation. Mm-hmm. And he was dating someone else. I didn't know he was dating someone else, but we ended up both being pregnant at the same time.
Oh, double baby
Double
mama.
baby. Yeah, he had double. He went from like 2 to 4 kids in the same year.
He should have just said,
Yeah.
let's just be one family.
Well, I ain't trying to be a family with them, so I'm glad they never asked or offered. Hell to the no. But yeah, so they didn't have the best relationship, him and my little one, because me and the baby mama didn't see eye to eye on a lot of different things for many different reasons. There was like an altercation with us and just shit, immature things. And so I didn't want my little one, to go there alone. And I always told him, like, you can come visit him, take him to the beach, take him for ice cream. And he was little, like really little. So I understand how he felt like that's not fair. He should be able to come to my house. He should be able to. And I get that I wasn't understanding in that scenario. But make a long story short, he cut his hair. Like, he had long curly hair. He took him one day, and this was like the first time he ever had him alone. He was 1 year old at that point. He never had a relationship really before that.
This sounds like a story that everybody always say. He came back and my baby hair was cut. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was gone. He shaved it off.
Everybody says that.
And well, I just
classic baby daddy move.
It is, ain't it? When somebody really want to piss you off, that's how you know it was just to spite me. He never asked me. He never, and I will say this, he's a barber, okay? He's a barber. He didn't just shave his head and it looked terrible. But the point is, like, don't disrespect me. I've been raising this boy alone by myself for a year. The decency you could at least have is to tell me you're going to cut it so I'm not surprised when I get there.
So what you did when your baby came back looking like boss baby?
Baby boss.
Boss baby. I'm the boss.
That's how I felt. It's like you hit the nail on the head. Like, I was like, whose child is this? So he was working at the barbershop, so he told me just come pick him up. So I picked him up, and I got there, and I looked at his hair, and I'm like, what the hell? So he gave me his lunch box. Was just, those soft lunch boxes? He handed it to me. And I threw it at him, and it hit his shoulder, right? Mind you, he has his phone sitting over here, like off to the side, recording. So it was a setup. It was, trust me. It
fell for it, too.
Yes, and I fell for it. But I didn't know. Honestly, I thought that wasn't major. Like, you can't get in trouble for that. So I left because he's like, oh, yeah, bitch, I got you. Da, 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 da. So he did it on purpose. That's the type of person I was dealing with. So anyway, I went home. My kids were, so I went home. I was mad, like heated, like just still mad. So I dropped my kids off at home, and I went to the gas station. I don't remember if I was smoking weed at the time or what exactly I was doing, if I went to go get like a blunt wrap or what I went to do. But I left the house, and I got a call. You get a private call whenever a PI want to come talk to you, or not even PI, like a police officer. And I answered the private call, and it was like a detective, and he was saying like, oh, we just want to talk to you, blah, blah, about an altercation that happened. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll talk, because I didn't think you could get arrested for that shit. So anyway, I went home, and they're out in the parking lot already of my house. And I'm like, shit, my kids are inside. But, one of them was 2. He was young. One of them was 2, and the other one was 6 at the time. But it's fine though. Like, okay, look, I'm gonna put it like this. I have so many things to teach the world from this entire scenario. It's amazing, but it looks irresponsible, and it probably was irresponsible to a certain extent. But
all the way to the extent.
But listen, it's like this. Look at like this. When you're not really in the right state of mind, you know that your children are going to be fine. They're going to be safe, but it just happened. Let's just put it like that.
I got you.
It just happened. I would have done the same thing still to.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't have changed it.
Oh my God.
No, I wouldn't have changed it.
This girl sounds like Scottie Pippen.
What did Scottie Pippen say? Well, I don't even know what happened.
Nah, he did something crazy years ago. He didn't go in the game. He was mad because somebody else was gonna get the last shot. Oh. And then but they still won the game. Like, the dude hit the last shot, but they was like, Scotty, da, da, da. They was going through the story. They was like, do you regret it? He was like, I still would have did the same thing.
Hey, guess what?
You go down that sword, huh?
When people learn valuable lessons in their life, they know better than to go back in their mind and take it back. We know better than that.
No, because you still alive from the situation.
Oh my God, I learned so much.
But if that would have turned out, well, that did turn out bad. If it would have turned that did turn out bad.
No, but if something bad would have happened to my kids while I was gone, like one of them would have fell off the bed and busted his head or something crazy would have happened, I feel like that's a life circumstance. But
oh my God.
But at the same time, look, at the same like that could happen when I'm there.
Yeah, but
so I mean,
I don't know.
We are responsible to take care of our children, to maintain them, to make sure that they're at the best possible, safety level there is. And they were. There wasn't anything wrong with it. Not only that, is there somebody that lives in the same house as me, is like attached. It's right there. And I told Pierce had a cell phone and everything. And I told Pierce, if you have any issues, just let Kip know. But it wasn't the most responsible thing. But like I said, I wouldn't have changed it.
I need you to look in your camera and just say, "Don't do this."
Stop.
Just tell the world, "Don't do this." It was a big mistake.
Unless you want, I'm not gonna say it's a mistake.
Why? Just admit it. Just admit it.
I wouldn't say to leave your children at
Don't
home
do it,
alone.
y'all.
Don't do it, y'all.
Look.
All right, I'll
Do
say
it.
it. Don't do it, y'all. Don't leave your children home alone. But if you make a mistake in your life, you better turn that shit from water to wine. Okay, make the most sense.
So what came about once you pulled up and you saw the police there? I know you wanted to shit in your clothes.
I sure did.
You pulled up,
and I was on probation. It was over.
And
it was a wrap.
You said you were going for weed paper. What you did with the weed?
I don't even know. Honestly, I can't tell you if that's what it was or if I was getting gas or what I did.
Why would you leave your house to go get gas? Like you got to fill up for the next day or something.
It was the anger thing. Like I was mad. Like I had to go.
Well, you should have sat outside and smoked a cigarette.
You're right. You're probably right. But so damn, Caesar shit.
No, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like
yeah. It's a young moment.
No, it's just like you so hell bent on not admitting that was a mistake.
You probably right. No, but look at okay. Like as far as a parenting choice, it was a poor parenting choice.
Okay.
I'll say that.
I'll let you slide with that.
Thank you.
But okay, so so that situation happened. You got arrested.
Yes.
Did you cry? Did you cry? Did you ever cry when you got arrested?
I cried when I missed my kids because I was in there for a long time.
Oh shit!
But other than that,
how long you got locked up for?
I told you I was on probation, so I couldn't get out.
So how long you sat?
And then he took my son. I think like 40 days. Something like that.
I was gonna say everybody always be like, "Oh, they ain't long."
It felt like a long time.
But I always tell everybody like they be like, "Oh, 2 weeks they ain't long." I said, "Sit your ass in jail for 2 weeks."
When you have children and they don't even know the person they staying with, like everything it got so bad from there.
So how did you get your kids back? I always hear about girls losing their kids.
I lost my kids. Yeah, I lost my kids for a whole year. And
is it like that one movie with Halle Berry? What is it Razor Isaiah? No, that ain't Razor Isaiah.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know the entire movie. Yeah, I think it's called that, Razor Isaiah or some shit like that. Okay, so they came to the house.
You pulled up.
I pulled up.
Saw you shit in your clothes.
Shit in my clothes. Then I decided, like I was like, I'm not gonna say anything about my kids being in the house because I'm already in trouble. Like I can tell I'm in trouble, and I can tell that they about to really try to take me to jail. They don't want to talk. They want to take me to jail. I'm like, fuck. For throwing a lunchbox in my, I mean, I know bitches beat their husbands up. I'm pretty sure. Like, I was just shocked by this.
So you just thought you was gonna hit a man and get away with it, huh?
I kind of did. I kind of did because
thought you was just gonna put your hands on us.
I didn't put my hand on nobody.
One time for the city boys.
Child, please.
We up, baby. We up, baby.
No, city boys shouldn't be trying to sabotage their baby mama. They should think better than that and smarter than that. And when they now look in hindsight, I'm sure he looks stupid compared to me. But he probably don't think that. He probably think I'm crazy. So anyway, like, I pulled up, saw that I didn't say anything to them about my kids being in the house because I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to go to jail. Like, I need to call my mom to tell her to come get the kids, like something, because where are they gonna go? Like, I was just so scared at that point. I didn't cry, but they wouldn't let me shut up. They wouldn't let me call nobody, so I had to tell them. Like, I couldn't just let my kids be there all night and not have that. Now that is a super poor parenting decision.
She made a recovery.
So I had to tell them. That my kids. Yes, I did. I made a recovery. I had to tell them that my kids were in the house, and he's like, "Oh, you're getting a." He was mad. Like,
so you're already in handcuffs?
The cop was mad. Yes. By the time I got ready to get in handcuffs,
you was already going to jail anyway.
I was like, I'm going to jail, so I got to tell him. He's like, you're getting a child. Oh, there's children in the house. You're getting a child neglect charge too. And I came to find out that this was the cop that actually arrested my uncle, and my uncle punched in the face, and he paid like $20,000 for an attorney to get him off of that. And my name is popular in that town, my last name. And he knew who I was. He was like, aren't you related to, I ain't gonna say the person, but aren't you related to this person? I'm like, oh, really? We doing it like that? That's how we doing it? So he already had it out for me.
So you ain't see nobody walking down the street or nothing, or none of your people outside singing?
Nothing.
I would have been like, hey, I need you to go upstairs. Da, da, da.
There was nobody. The only person that was there was Kip, who I told you lives.
Okay.
But I couldn't get him because they had already... You know, it's not like I could knock on his window or his door. Nothing. Couldn't do shit.
No, I'm saying, like, he wasn't seeing you get arrested?
No, he didn't come. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Realize.
I was like, damn, you got to figure out, because you snitched on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had to snitch on myself.
I mean, you got to.
Anyway, that's what got me the child neglect charge. It was really just a battery charge because I hit him with the lunchbox. And I told the attorney, I was like, really, I did not know you could hit somebody with a soft lunchbox and get in trouble for it. I thought you had to actually punch somebody's little. They told me no. If you were to even spit on him, you would go to jail. I'm like, this shit is crazy.
Spitting is worse.
I mean, of course it's worse. I know it, but it's just like, damn. I mean, they really have that much power, and nobody really gave a fuck.
That much power.
They never really gave a damn.
It's equal rights. That's what y'all wanted, right?
I don't want no fucking equal rights. I don't want none of this systematic bullshit they got going on.
That's what y'all wanted. Equal rights. Y'all say y'all want fair pay, equal rights.
Who?
Y'all want to wear the pants.
You mean women?
Yeah.
Not me. I ain't like women. Like most of women. I don't even hardly consider myself one. I'm a woman. WOMBMAN.
What?
A man with a womb. Shit. And that is not a transvestite.
Oh
either.
my God. Don't say that too much. Don't say that too much.
A spiritual term, honey. All of creation comes from the womb.
Don't say that. That's like scary. A chick with a dick.
I ain't a chick with a dick. Nah, I'm definitely not that.
No, you got 2 kids.
Yeah. They were birthed from me. I didn't adopt them.
Somebody told me I can't date a girl without no kids nowadays. I was like, why? They were like, bro, I gotta know they a woman. They was a woman, a real life.
Wow. I never heard that. That is a great one. I have to apply that somewhere because that's very true.
Hey, you very I don't know. You post sexual stuff, but you don't be in it. It's like you do posters about sexual stuff, so you're very open sexually.
And I sometimes do sexual posts too. I mean, I don't do OnlyFans posts and shit like that.
I was finna say, what's your OnlyFans?
No, I don't got no OnlyFans. I don't do that.
I
don't do OnlyFans.
So you don't do OnlyFans? Oh man, who's gonna look you up?
Go ahead. I won't be there. You won't find me.
No, I'll be seeing you you very open sexually.
I have a Twitter account, and I haven't started posting anything there yet, but several times I've been blocked on Facebook for sexual content. So if they continue to do that, or if I get banned more on Instagram or something, then I probably will start like uploading more of that type of content to Twitter. But I don't think I'll ever have an OnlyFans. I don't like people. I don't require money for the stuff that I do.
We want to see your feet. Nah, play.
Oh my God, you are a mess.
But I'm saying, like, what's the situation?
You know, that's so weird. You know, I noticed that a lot of people, like, it's a lot of foot fetishes around here. Definitely people with foot fetishes, like, and people that want to see women's feet in porn, like, as they're getting fucked and shit, like, they want to see
really
the feet. I see that in comments and shit, like people. I do watch porn
are
sometimes.
the funniest comments, like
Yeah,
porn
like
section.
we want to see your feet. I'm like, what the hell? You see her entire vagina. What you need to see the feet for?
It'd be so crazy. Like I'll look at a clip, and then I go through the comment section just to see what everybody else thought. I'm like, oh,
it's weird.
It'd be so funny, bro. Like some people be like, man, he didn't even fuck her right.
I'm like, knowing your ass. What do you look like behind this camera? What are you doing? Who knows?
Man.
And yeah, no, they always criticize. Or I had read one that said, I just wanted you all to know that I've met the woman of my dreams. It was funny. I've met the woman of my dreams, and I am no longer watching porn anymore. This is the best thing that ever happened to my life, and this virtual sex is not where it's at. That shit was funny as hell. I was like, oh Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I seen.
He was hype. He got a girl. You hear me? He was hype.
I seen the video, and this dude, the dude that's in the video he was always in the comment section. He was like, your mama sucked dick. Like everything somebody
like commenting
said.
Back.
Yeah, everything somebody said to him, he'll just be like, oh, fuck you, this and that, or oh, that's why your mama sucked my dick last night, and all kind of crazy shit. I'm like, nigga, but it was funny. But you're very open sexually. How did you get to that stage?
Well, I've always been a sexual person, but I thought it was bad or wrong.
I mean,
That's it.
You kind of can't walk around naked.
No, you can't walk around naked, but you can express yourself sexually, and there's nothing wrong with it. But that's another reason why church didn't make sense. Like, I was like, so wait, you're supposed to wait until you get married to have sex with somebody, right? That's what they teach for the most part. And then you're supposed to go on your honeymoon that night, have sex, don't know how to have sex. No church ain't taught nothing. They haven't taught you, guided you, led you. The Holy Spirit don't even tell you what moves you should make, nothing. So, and then you're supposed to go into that, and then most of the time it's painful for a virgin, right? And you gonna bleed and everything.
Right, like I know
you're about to go into the worst on your honeymoon. You're set up to go into the worst experience because it's not easy. I remember my first experience when I was young, and it was not fun. Like it was interesting, and I was discovering things, but it wasn't like how I want to enjoy my wedding night. So I just don't understand. I never will. And what if that genitalia does not match yours? Like, what if it's not what you expected? What if it's like, it's just so many reasons why you should not. I know it sounds wrong, but why you should not wait to marriage to actually have sex.
You gotta test drive the car. I got you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be stuck with that car, and it ain't what you want.
Yeah, it's a setup. I feel like that's a setup from the enemy. I know it don't sound right and everything, but it is though, because I will tell you that I had a roommate for a long time who decided he was gonna wait until marriage to have sex. And when I tell you his mind was really fucked up,
where did you meet this nigga at?
32 years old, he had sex. And he still right now have problems.
Where did you meet this nigga
at Calvary? Shit.
What is that?
You don't get it. It's a Christian joke.
Oh.
It's just, but no, I just met him through like family. When I came to it's here in Lake Placid.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So anyway, so I got into sexuality because I understood that it needs to be talked about, it needs to be addressed, and it needs to be expressed in a positive way instead of like how we have women expressing themselves sexually, but it's not with no knowledge behind it. It's just straight up ass in your face and pussy in your face with no like reason other than that. But sexuality is an energy exchange. It's sacred, very sacred. It's for manifesting. Our ancestors use sex as a tool. We don't use sex as a tool. We use sex as just to please ourselves.
We use that tool.
What tool? To have babies?
I mean, nah. I mean,
to have fun. That's a tool.
I give you this pipe. You know, that's a tool.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Nah. So with dude, how people take you? Like, I mean, like your family and shit. Like, when you post this type of stuff.
Well,
like the other night, you posted something. I was like, oh, she must be in the mood.
I don't even know what I posted, but
it was like little sexual clips and stuff. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
she must be hot and bothered. But go ahead. I don't know what your life be like.
Well, a lot of times, and I've been celibate for a very long time and I don't have sex. So I sometimes like that pent up energy, I do express it in different ways. Like I'll dance. And my family knows that I used to be a stripper.
Really?
So, which I didn't even talk about in the beginning stages of the thing. But yeah, so my family knows that, but they knew.
We gonna talk on that. We gonna
okay. But they knew that I was gonna be like.
How did they?
They knew that I was a stripper, but they knew that I was very like I became very interested in God again after that, and I went back to church and I did the whole 9, and like again wanted to be faithful to God, and so I they knew I was never gonna be a stripper again. They pretty much knew that, but they didn't know. I don't think they thinking it would turn into something similar to that anyway.
What?
Like
what you is not?
I'm not a stripper, but
No.
they didn't think I would be still showing myself, showing my body, doing certain things. They thought it was
like,
just over,
yeah.
you know.
Okay.
But I had to reincorporate it into my life because really what I was using it for wasn't the proper way to be doing it, and that's what I had to change. So I switched up my whys. Like I told you, I'm not gonna have an OnlyFans. I don't do money exchanges for dances or anything like. Definitely not for sex. Forget it. But it's just like I reinvented myself. They're probably not happy about how it happened, but I think they're probably interested. Like, what is this?
So
I think in time,
your people don't give you feedback. It sounds like you don't get feedback or something.
No, they know better. They don't give me no feedback because they don't like. See, the thing is, like, my life is so different to the point where they know I'm not changing my ways. When you know what you want and what you're looking at, then
Well, I'm saying, I know they don't be like, oh, okay, that's just her being her.
yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, they have to. I built walls around myself. They don't have no choice.
No.
I love them. I spend time with them. I do things. My grandparents, I cook for them, and I spend. But when it comes to what I do, you know, I mean, do they get upset with you because you take sexy pictures of women? No. Or do they?
Who?
Your family?
My friends.
Your friends?
Some of my friends. Well, some of my people.
If they listen, if it's not your family and their friends getting mad at you taking pictures of women, it's jealousy. It ain't got shit to do with morals or ethics.
They feel like, and I kind of understand them on this because, like, I'm trying to work with more high class people and stuff like that, and they feel like it's too urban. They feel like it's like,
Nah.
yeah, the booty modeling is too urban, and then like
clients maybe. So if you want to get different types of clients, listen, you just keep doing what you're doing and don't let nobody tell you what ways that you should do it because when you up your clientele and when things change and shift out of it being as urban as it was, it's nice to be able to have urban as well. Everybody, even white people nowadays, want to be urban. They want to be black or be something like that. So not everybody, but a lot of times, especially with this whole Black Lives Matter thing and everything else. So you know this blackfishing and all that shit.
She said blackfishing. What is blackfish?
Blackfishing is like what they say Kim Kardashian, like what they do when they put braids in their hair or when they do things that are known for only black women, and they put real darker skin tone makeup on. It's blackfishing is what they call it. All these fucking labels. I'm tired of the labels just thinking about them. But anyway, so yeah.
Nah,
with that.
So nobody don't never say nothing about the stuff that you post. The people.
Like no.
So
I mean,
they just let you do you.
They have to. That's what social media is.
No, what your family is for is like, hey, you going too far.
But if they've been trying to do that with you for 3+ years,
okay.
Yeah, they stop. Yeah, and I'm not going too far. They know I'm not going too far. If going too far would be on drugs and doing crazy shit or doing stripper shit, everything I say to people for the most part somewhat makes sense. It might sound crazy, but at the same time, it makes more sense than it doesn't make sense most of the time. So and plus they see, my family knows I make predictions. I do all type of shit. Like I'm a whole Miss Cleo out here. So when I tell them things before they happen and then they happen, when they happen, they can't really question me. They like, damn, like how the fuck? So my family they're okay with it. Honestly, they love me no matter what, which is great. And I love them no matter what, too.
So, with the With the dancing situation, how that came about?
Dancing came about because I had that shitty relationship with that baby father I was telling you, and then I found out
The lunchbox.
yeah, like
You got the lunchbox.
That's so
my
funny because
heart.
people had called me lunch. Somebody was when that happened. I was getting called lunchbox a whole lot at that time. Lunchbox, yes, lunchbox.
So
But yeah, so stripping happened before.
So-
Actually, it was before that, and
he was cool with it.
was he cool with it?
I'm gonna tell you, ever since we was in school, you had stripper body. But go ahead.
Yeah, I always have had a stripper body, and I always could dance, and that's why I just said let me capitalize off this shit. Let
But-
me just make money because I know I can do it. And I got real upset because he had broke up with me, and I cut all my hair off. I cut my hair off like Rihanna, like a pixie style cut, and I just went and danced.
For real?
Yeah.
So why you cut your hair? Because you thought people weren't gonna notice you?
You know how like you just want, like they always say, you know, when a woman has gone through something major because she cut all her hair off. I mean, at least white women. I don't think black women just
No,
cut all
black
their hair
women
off.
do it. Because
Black
somebody
women do
kept
it
on telling me, I think I'm finna cut my hair.
Yeah.
And then
It's
they left
usually
me.
when they going through shit. Yep. And I shouldn't say that I don't think black women do it because everybody does it. I mean, it's one of those transitioning phases where you feel like you need to shed. And so anyway, I just cut all my hair off. It was so cute. Like everybody loved it. And at that time, like strippers didn't have short hair. Like now they do more, but they didn't. So I was like, it made me more popular.
How long you did it up?
3 years.
Really? Mm-hmm. Dang. Did you see anybody that you knew? Like off
Floyd
Players
Mayweather.
Club?
No, I seen Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, for real?
And I seen, because I used to work at like King of Diamonds and some of those clubs in Miami where
I'm
they
talking
had.
about like a friend or a family member or something.
Hell no. Oh yeah. Well, when I worked at Babes, when I worked at a small town club, like a little titty bar,
Yeah.
I seen some people that I knew, and it wasn't family, but they would always go back and tell my family, you know.
For so how was it? Like
That was.
it was like
Yeah.
nah.
My family was more vocal about it at that point in my life because I didn't have anything going for me. I didn't have no leg to stand on. So they could easily just say, oh, you're a stripper, this is bad, and blah, 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 and make me feel bad. And I did, and I would, and stuff like that. Because, like I said, there was no rhyme or reason to it. I was just doing energy exchange for money. Like, I was dancing for money. And I see that now a little bit differently than I saw it then. But at that point, they were on me a lot more, I think, than they are on me, you know, now.
I seen only reason I know about it because you have posted a picture.
I did?
Yeah, of you in your stripper days.
Oh.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I knew it.
I used to be. I knew it.
Nah. I was like,
I give off
like,
a stripper vibe, okay? I'm very flirty.
Nah,
I'm
it's
very
just like
friendly. I'm
you-
very. My ass is big.
yeah, you always had that.
Yeah.
I said, I knew she was
Thank
gonna
you.
file her
Now,
calling.
please validate for the people that my shit is real, because you've been knowing I had it before
Yeah.
ass shots was even a thing.
Yeah.
But when I couldn't even get them because I was too young. So
I told somebody when I was dating somebody and I saw that post, I said I knew she was gonna be one. She just had to. They were like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Man, if you saw her when we was younger, like she just had the body for it. I knew it. Was like
Yeah.
if she ain't tried once or twice, she was missing her calling in life."
For real. And no, honestly, let me tell you this now. The experiencing of stripping could have went so many ways, right? Because you don't even know what you're getting into when you're really getting into it.
Yeah.
It's so much involved. But it went so great for me. Like, I mean, honestly, I don't have one car or anything that I've bought to show for those times. I spent it as soon as I made it. But it was like a really good freeing experience. And like, you learn a different type of street smarts. Like, you learn a whole different type of hustling mentality. Not that I use people for things or anything like that now. It's not like, oh, it helped me. But it's like, it was like I felt welcomed. I felt at home. I felt warm. I would go travel all different places. I've never been in a fight with nobody, no arguments with nobody over no money. Nobody and try to tell me that this is they pile. Don't dance. I had women come say, come dance over here. He wants you here. Like, it was very, like, it was a good experience. I didn't have one. And I know I could have, because these hoes don't fuck off. And they really they don't. They cause problems for everything. Most of them be high or drunk or whatever. I definitely had like a protection around me during that time. I even almost got murdered one time, but that didn't happen.
Oh my God. Oh, I swear. If that shit happened, but I don't know who I'm talking to.
Be right there.
This nigga said I almost got murdered, but that didn't happen.
I'm here. Let's just put it like that.
God.
And it wasn't by a woman. It was by a man.
Really?
It was crazy. That whole situation is crazy. We ain't gonna talk about it right now. But it was somebody who stole a dead person's identity, and he told me he was a doctor and all this shit. And I went back to his house with him just to chill. I didn't have sex with him, nothing like that. And that's one thing I never did. That's why I stayed with my baby father or whatever back and forth. When I would come back home, I'd just sleep with him because I didn't want to get lost in the sex for money thing, because I just didn't ever want to give myself to nobody when I was dancing, and I never did. So, but this person I had like a little bit of an interest in, and I really needed somewhere to stay tonight, to be honest. I didn't want to drive all the way back to the west coast of Florida, so I was like, I'll just crash here tonight. Somebody that I met at the club that night. Anyway, it ended up being...
That's dangerous.
Yes, it was dangerous. That's about the most of the danger that I went in or got into, at least I think, because I know a lot of people get followed home and all type of... Ain't nobody following me home. I'll drive 2 hours, bitch.
You followed to my
me.
house, right? Is that dude's name was Rodney? I don't know what his name was. Little dude that was following the chick on Players Club. You followed me to my house?
See? Yeah, all them types of things are real. All of that stuff happens. And that's why I said it was like a whole different world that I was exposed to. And I enjoyed it.
It's crazy. It sounded like you had a good time.
I did. And I never drank. So that's another thing, too. I don't drink. I'm having this right now.
You never drink?
You offered it to me, but no, never drank in the club because it made me feel sleepy. So I tried. What I would do is just have them. We learn ways to, like, manipulate the situation. So... like if a man, because they only want you to dance for them if they know that you're enjoying yourself. So like if you're just looking dry and boring and shit, even if you're fine, nobody wants to dance with you because they want to show, they want to party, they want to have a good time. So I would have men who wanted me to dance, but they would offer me drinks and stuff, and I'll tell them like I don't drink. And I noticed that fucked up my
the vibe.
No, it fucked up my money. Shit, fucked the vibe. The vibe too, but it messed up my money. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to just. And so one of the girls told me, she was like, if you don't want to drink, don't drink. She said, because she knew I smoked weed, so I was on a vibe. But she said, just tell the bartender whenever they get ready to give you a drink that you just want water. And there was like a little hand symbol or something we did. And so whenever they poured like that shot of Patron for me, it was water. And so you drink it in front of them like you're having the best time.
Solo.
Yeah, a little fakeroo.
Oh man, that was up.
Yeah.
Shit, now I gotta pay attention. But
you better watch the Patron being poured.
They charged me for Patron. What the fuck?
And that was the thing too, because the bartender would always work with us, because she like, well, I'm getting paid for it anyways. I don't give a fuck, So she would do it.
Oh shit.
And another thing we would do with DJs and shit, like we knew when certain hood niggas come in there at a certain time of the night, and if you can get on a good stage set, we pay the DJ to like play. At that time it was like Meek Mill's Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Y'all thought I was finished. When I got that ass in mind,
yeah,
y'all thought it was rented. Boy, they used
intro.
to get live to that. They used to love that shit. I hated dance. I don't know how to dance to that song. I don't know how anybody does. I hated it.
You just supposed to go crazy when he say, hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah, and they be shaking it. And it's Miami. You just do wild shit.
Oh, so you dance mainly in Miami?
Yeah, you just do wild shit and just entertain. And I knew how, and I did. But every time that song came on, it ruined my vibe. But the only thing that was good about it is people was throwing money at the same time because they love that song. But yeah, so we had little deals with the DJs and all type of shit.
Oh shit,
a lot of shit going behind the scenes.
That do sound like fun.
It is fun. It was fun. It was like going to a party every night and getting paid for it. I only worked 2 days a week, and I stayed home with my kids 5 days a week.
I'm a stripper. When this is my life.
Yeah, that one needs to be going.
But
that one was a little bit earlier than when I was in the strip club, so that was like a couple years before that. They didn't play that one that much, but I remember that song.
So what made you get out the game? Your baby daddy?
I got pregnant, and then that was it. And then once
oh yeah, you can't be a pregnant stripper.
There was. Oh yeah, there was.
There was a pregnant stripper?
Plenty. I love their silences. That's it.
I mean,
I mean, they used to be like little skinny girls where you can't, like, not the big, like, big thick girl like me pregnant. That's scary. But it's,
she said that's
well, when the stomach matched the ass, it's like whoa. But it'd be like little skinny girls where you can see the lump, like the belly. They would work until like it was, close to being 6 months, and you could see it. And then they might stop. I don't know if they stopped or didn't. I just letting you know I seen pregnant strippers plenty of times.
What was your stage name?
I had several stage names. My first stage name was Blair. How I got that name is because that's my middle name. And so when I went in for my first audition at this little titty bar, the DJ said, well, what's your stripper name? And I said, I don't know. And I don't have one. He said, what's your middle name? And I said, Blair. And he said, call him Blair to the stage. And that was it. That was my name.
Okay.
I was like, oh, fucking hell. I hate my middle name. I'm thinking you asked me my middle name so that way you can. He's like, I'm not going to sit here and wait on you to think of a name. So they just.
So
it was Blair.
What your next one was?
My next name, so at that same club, I had a regular. He ain't never spent no goddamn money. I don't know why I'm calling him regular. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why he get that title. He was a regular motherfucker in there is what he was. It was just a regular to the club, not a regular to me. But I like this talk. It makes me remember lots of things that I don't typically think about anymore. But I used to have this guy that came in all the time, and he used to always call me Pound Cake.
That was your name?
And so, yeah, that kind of stuck a little bit, too.
Pound Cake?
Pound Cake, yeah.
Somebody close to me, they Cash App his name, Pound Cake.
Really?
Yeah. It's my sister, her Cash App his name, Pound Cake.
Cash App my sister, name Pound Cake.
Yeah, her name Pound Cake something. And it was like, it's just funny that you said it.
Yeah.
So that was, you only had them two names?
No, and then when I went to Miami.
I'm going to tell you which one of the best ones, so
okay.
Keep going.
And when I went to Miami, I didn't want to be called Blair or Pound Cake because it didn't seem like it worked well. So I called myself Mary Jane, and that was my favorite name. And that was when I became more popular. Like, I manifested off of that name because it felt right, and it felt better. Like, I had a big party and everything one time for my birthday, and it was like I had a flyer, and I was like, Mary Jane's birthday bash, and it just felt right.
So you were smoking a lot of weed then?
Yeah, I had to because I wasn't drinking. I mean, I didn't have to, but I smoked a lot of weed then.
I think Pound Cake the best one.
You like Pound Cake the best? Of course. Everybody don't like Pound Cake. I mean, it's yellow, soft, and, all that.
Nah, just...
Or white, soft, fluffy, whatever you want to think of it as.
Booty. Anyway.
That's what... I know. That's why I say that.
But,
And fluffy is like a Jamaican term that people use to call women like a shapely figure. We say fluffy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a big, heavy cousin. She said, I ain't big or fluffy.
There you go. Exactly. On BBWs.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, she love herself some big girl. But, anyway, so you transitioned out of that. Then you started going back to school, or you was already in school while you was in there?
No. I had already.
So your second child.
School. I already went to school and everything. I just decided I want to do that. Like, I don't want to do working in that shit now. It's just a different.
Your second child changed your life.
Yes.
Your first child put you in motherhood, but your second child took you out of a situation.
That's right. That's hey, you observing because that's the truth. And then when I got out of that situation, I decided
so what your third child gonna do now?
Change the fucking world if I can help it. But yeah, that's pretty much it with my stripper story.
So, no, I didn't just call you for your stripper story, but
I mean for that story, that's it.
But yeah, your second child changed your life. So I see, like I said, we brought up your son. I see you raise him a certain way. What is your approach on raising him? Yeah,
it's very specific. I didn't realize that it was specific. Because, I definitely believe in, angelic guidance, So, at the time when he was born, I didn't realize that was happening or that I was being guided in a certain way to raise him by forces that are higher than myself. I just thought, I'm having a baby, and I better do my best job, and I better pray, and I better, whatever. And but like later on it turned into more because he wasn't thinking like other people like at all. And so I said, okay. And his dad was always a weirdo, like y'all say I am right now. So I'm like, but his dad never, like his dad was just weird, but never talked about his weird. Like he just was different. I didn't know. All he told me one time was like, I'm special, I'm different, you won't understand. I'm like, okay, know what the fuck that meant. So he started being more and more like his dad, spiritual, metaphysical, like more into, you know, he always wanted to be able to move things with his body and be able to like have powers. It's always been something like he always wanted. And I'm like, who the fuck wants that? I mean, I know kids like superheroes and shit, but he was like, no, I'm going to be able to do this like this really strong will to be like the best. I don't know. I can't explain it. So, I was like, well, I like, this ain't like having a normal child and everything. And then I started to think like, what did I do different with him that other parents didn't do with their kids? Like, how did this, because I know it's just not, oh, he's just a special kid. But I realized that I had like let him be himself. Like I had been very open with him about everything that's going on. Anytime I learned something, some type of truth, I share it with him. I don't give a damn what it sounds like. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It could have been about anything. And even from a young age, I told him all my secrets. I told him everything. I like, we were friends. It was weird because my mama used to always say, you're not supposed to be doing that to a child. Do you do that to a child? That's going to put too much stress on them. It's going to do this and this. Do that. I was like, well, he going to hear about it because he my son and we're not lying to each other and we're being open. And I always did that. But I always nurtured him and I always cared about what he had to say. I took his advice. When he told me to do something or cut somebody off or don't pay attention to this or do it this way, I listened.
You listened to a child?
A child. I listen to a child. And that's what I do now. I listen to children. But yeah, like it's crazy because a lot of people don't think that that's what we, like they think, a lot of people think you're supposed to teach your kids or be overbearing, or if you went to
the first one was right.
If you went to like, you know, if you had a certain way that you've been brought up, you want to change it so that way they can be better. You want them to go to this college because you went to that college, or you want them to grow up a strong church man because you went. That is all stuff we are not supposed to be doing with our kids. I can't tell you how important it is to stop that right now today. If whoever is listening to this, do not do that to your children. You don't know anything about what your children are here for. Your children are here for something way more major than you could ever possibly imagine. And a lot of times, because of our trauma and our pain, our children are an expression of that. If you ever notice your children act like you and have the same hang-ups as you and weird shit that they do, that you like, damn, I don't want my kid to have that because I don't even want to be doing that. That's because that's you. It's stuff that you haven't healed from. But as soon as you identify it and start to heal from those things and start to pay attention to it, you see the difference in your kids, like how they change, you know, how they begin to want to know more, want to spend more time with you, want to do the practices that you're doing. And, you know, it's like just always having that openness is what I always did with him. And I never made him feel like he wasn't valid. Everything he ever said to me, I was like, that's the most important thing I ever heard. You know, even if it wasn't, I always listened to him. I hate listening to him. I hate listening to him about fucking Nintendo and whatever anime I hate anime, okay? I don't want to hear none of that. But when he tells me about it, I stop everything I'm doing and I listen. And I don't want to. I'm telling y'all that right now. You ain't gonna want to. But the point is that you have to, because they are so special. They're so unique, all of them. Like you say, your son is like, no, all of the kids are like this. And if we just allow the space for them to be creative in this world instead of oppressed and worried about the next fucking cop that's gonna shoot them, which is the dumbest shit we could be worried about. You gonna manifest that. If you worried about the next cop that's gonna shoot your child, then your child already dead. Might as well. Don't worry about that. No, it's true. You can't live with that fear. So otherwise, you already a victim. You already a victim.
I mean,
so it's just a mindset. It's just a mindset. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm not saying cops don't kill people, black, white, yellow, orange. They kill them all. That's an agenda too. But the point is just like, you can't live in no fear of that.
So it's 2022. We need some good vibes. How do we get good vibes in 2022? We need the tips. We need good vibes.
All right. 2022. And I know money is a thing for you.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is just incorporate practices in your life that are ritualistic. So a lot of people are afraid of the word ritual. Don't be. It's nothing to be afraid of.
That's a little scary.
Well,
do we got to sacrifice somebody?
Ask these celebrities out here who they got to sacrifice. Now you don't, hopefully, but no, just a ritual. All that is basically doing something over and over repetitively. So if you're writing down your thoughts, your dreams, your goals, and you're knowing that that's going to take place, it's going to happen for you, it's already here, it's already arrived. The thing is, you just have to create in your mind an avenue for that currency to come to you. So focus on that, write those things down, do visualization meditations, take out some of the music that you listen to and replace it with beats. When you do that, you can write the song of your life, if that makes sense. So I like to listen to beats because there's no lyrics there to influence me. I influence the music. Whatever I'm thinking about when the beats are playing, it could be any beat. You could play a hood beat, don't matter. Just something that you like, something that makes you feel something. And then just meditate on the things that you like, the things that you want. And
I'm sorry to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
I never really, you just put me on something. You know, when you ever hear them people listen to classical music, you're like, that's so fucking boring.
It is.
But but the way you just said, like, just listening to music, listening to beats and stuff, that's interesting. It's probably soothing or something.
Yeah.
It's probably something that they doing.
There's a lot of beats, trap beats that I like, and I can't listen to the lyrics because they not talking about shit. And then I get into the mindset of not doing shit when they ain't talking about nothing that don't relate to my life. Like, if you sell drugs and you a hustler, that shit makes sense for your life. That's why you on that same frequency. But if you're not, why are you on that frequency? You shouldn't even be, So I always like to cut out the words. The words, the beat itself is a vibration. You can make with it whatever you want. And classical music is we're hitting notes and hitting tones. This is how they discovered that music was so influential and so powerful and can shape everything. So that's when they started experimenting more with classical music and stuff, because it was basically invented to alter the mind. That's why people listen to classical music when they want to get into a certain place. A lot of people listen to classical music when they want to manifest something, because they were hitting, like, I don't know what the hertz are or how it all is, but there's a certain hertz that you have when you're dealing with music and dealing with beats, and they were discovering that, identifying that, and it is powerful.
So when we plan to make this bank robbery to get this money, we're going to listen to classical music and come up with a good plan.
Come up with a good plan.
I'm talking about me and you. Bunny and Clyde.
I don't think at this stage of my life I want to go back to jail ever.
I mean,
but we can't say that we're going to go to jail, because we have to manifest
that we're going to get away.
That we're not going to go to jail.
We're going to get away, right?
Exactly,
okay.
Exactly.
Because if we go to jail, I'm going to just say, everybody there.
And don't ever think I'm not against fucking with the system, because I don't give a shit about robbing the bank or the bank tellers.
Oh my God, wait, I'm playing.
I don't care about none of that.
So it's
the money stolen anyway.
Oh my God. What is your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution.
Yeah, let the people know what's your New Year's resolution.
My New Year's resolution is to I don't really do resolutions.
What?
And the New Year is really not now, but we're just gonna pretend like it is for the podcast.
What do you mean? The New Year's is in a couple minutes.
It's in a couple minutes.
Well, a couple hours.
New Year's is in March, when seasons.
Oh my God, here we go.
When the seasons change to Aries, because that is really we're working on a calendar, and yes, it's gonna be quote unquote 2022, but really, y'all this is my advice to y'all: pay attention to the seasons and as they change. Appreciate the seasons as they change. Appreciate the sun when it's here. Appreciate the moon when it's up. Appreciate the snow when it falls and the rain when it falls. And you will understand how life flows and how life moves. 2022 is going to be a thing. It is a new year, no matter if I want to call it a new year or not, because the world has already deemed it a different year. And when the world does that, it's a new year. So enjoy that and bring into your life whatever you want.
Can you just say that you got a New Year's resolution? So tell the people where they can meet you.
Yeah, so
where they can meet you.
Where y'all
show up.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram at Agape Symbiosis, AGAPE SYMBIOSIS, Agape Symbiosis. I do have a YouTube channel. It's the same name. There's not a lot of content on there yet, but eventually there should be some. Yeah, you can find me on those platforms. And I have an ebook that I'm writing currently and a parenting course that I'm developing. So those are my...
Where the ebook going to be at?
The ebook will be...
Or you are still
I'm probably going to self-publish it. And I mean...
I'm talking like, what is going to be on Audible or something?
I didn't mean to say self-publish either, because you can't... Well, you can publish it, but it would be digital publishing. Anyway, I have no idea.
Are you still working on it?
Still working on it because it's still in the process of being written. That's when you want to become an entrepreneur. The reason that I decided to write an ebook, because I'm like, I would have never decided to write an ebook, because I'm like, who the fuck even reads ebooks? And so, but apparently there's a whole group of people who really love ebooks still. And I just watch, for knowledge, I watch videos or YouTube videos, because it's just the same thing. It's just quicker.
Mm-hmm. YouTube is the best thing that ever happened to this world.
It is. It honestly it is. But if you and I don't disagree with you at all on that. But anyway, yeah. So hopefully I get it on some type of site like Audible or something like that. But it's still in the process of being written at the moment. So no real answer for that.
No, I got you. I just, like I said, I didn't know if you had like an idea or something where you wanted to put it.
Yeah. No. I don't. I just got, like, literally, like I said, I don't care about ebooks. I would have never written it, but I got this message to just write the book because apparently it's going to be very helpful. I guess it'll be helpful for people to understand the stages of parenting if we're going to kind of do it differently. So I follow someone online called Derek Grace. I don't know if you know who he is. He's the one that be having kids with all the guns and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he lives in Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa.
So hopefully we do some work with him. I think that's one of our plans that we have going on. But anyway, so he has because I don't want to steal his slogan, that's why I'm bringing him up, but he has a slogan that's like unlearn and relearn. So it's basically taking the children out of the school system and reteaching them everything, just like you were talking about earlier with economics. And I'm not into all the financial literacy stuff. He is, but I have a whole different type of history that I want to teach the kids. So it's like just coming up with different ways to network and plan out those things. Like eventually we want to have like a whole school that is not tied to the government at all. So that way we can be learning better things about nature, about the world itself, about, like you said, global warming, which I don't consider it global warming, but
wait,
I just don't call it global warming. I don't call it global warming because it's happening on purpose.
It ain't on purpose?
Yes, it is.
So you think when I drive my car, I am trying to kill the ozone?
Not you. Not you, but the whole system, the way that it's designed. And not only that, there's not just you. They design it to make it look like it's us that's hurting the environment enough to cause these catastrophes. But that's not it. There's heart machines and 1,000 other things that weather manipulation, fucking chemtrails and 1,000 other things that really manipulate our weather, not you. So don't let people trick you into thinking you could be doing something better when you're going to go buy a however many $1,000 electric car because you think that that's what's best and you're doing what you need to do.
I gotta get you back on here for conspiracy theories.
That's what I always end up going back to. Every conversation I have ends up like that. I'm glad it was more on the background knowledge of my life and all that stuff. Because sometimes I get tired of talking about that kind of thing, and I just want to.
No, we gotta get you back on here
Chill.
talking about aliens.
Aliens, let's do it. I got all kind of species and what you want to know.
But I appreciate you coming through.
Yes, I appreciate you having me. It was a great time.
All right, this is Caesar Made It, and we out.
One love.